This little video is about the upcoming debate between myself and Don Exodus 2. Whit, when I first made the challenge, it was about the subject. The subject was evolution and creation. Any and all things that pertain to subject of creation and evolution. I'm not going to specialize it for you to biological life, okay? You've been trying to pressure me to do that since you agreed, since you made a video accepting that challenge. When you accepted the challenge, the subject matter was at the time creation and evolution. I think maybe you're trying to do that because that's the subject you're most familiar with and you like the most. But to me, it smacks of the claim that, you know, the origin of the universe and the chemical elements and the philosophical things that go along with origin of life and whatnot, and are not somehow part of the subject of creation and evolution, but they most certainly are. You know, you can read about evolution of the solar system, of the universe, from Tufts and Harvard University. So if that's not science, I don't know what it is. You know, so I mean, I just want the debate's going to be about the total scope of which worldview is correct. The evolutionist worldview or the creationist worldview. And I suppose and I hope that it's going to be primarily about science, you know, what science demonstrates to us about biological life, about the origin of life, about the origin of the universe, about the chemical elements, about the philosophical things regarding, you know, the life or non-life. About speciation, punctuated equilibrium, anthropology, paleontology, geology, astronomy, you know, biochemistry, philology, homology, morphology, genetics, mutation, which is part of the subject of genetics, you know, embryology, speciation, macroevolution, microevolution, adaptation. I mean, the list goes on. Whatever you want. Just whatever you want. The subject is creation and evolution. And those are the subjects, you know. Those and any other subject that pertain directly to creation and evolution. We're not going to change it to, you know, biological life, you know. But now, this problem with DPR Jones. I happen to agree. Rich is the one that runs the Blog Talk channel. I can't force him to, you know, accept DPR Jones. But since when did you ever see scientists debate using someone as a moderator who likes to talk about human ejaculate and sex and you know, sexual practices and you know, uses filthy language in their videos, things like that? Come on, let's do this with some class. I personally don't think that this guy is classy enough for it, you know. So I suggested to you a friend of mine named Pat, the most congenial, lovable, honest, straightforward fella in the world, and you don't want him. I don't know why anybody wouldn't. It's like asking, gosh, I don't know, the most lovable fella you ever met to be the moderator. But I have no, you don't want that. You insist that it's an atheist. I don't know why. I'm down with that. That's cool. But let's find somebody else. Somebody with some more class. Sorry, DPR Johns. That's my opinion. But, so I suggest, really, if you want to pick another atheist, you should pick another atheist. And I suggest Dan Mail 23. He has agreed to do it. He said he would do it. Now, he lives in Australia. I don't know how he'd do that. It'd be a crazy time zone thing for him. But he's willing to do it. Dan Mail 23, although I disagree with him on probably just about everything, he and I have had a friendship for quite a while. I call it a friendship. We respect each other. We treat each other with respect. I respect the guy. And Dan Mail 23, I know for a fact, would be a stopwatch with a mouth. That's it. Straightforward. Sir, your time is up. Now, so and so has 5 minutes for a rebuttal. Your time begins now. And like that. No commentary, no interjections. I trust on Dan Mail 23 100% for that. 100%. Why don't we get Dan Mail 23 to do it? He's already made a comment on my video that he would be willing to do it. He'd be a great moderator. Let's get Dan Mail 23 to do it. Dan, if you're watching this, please send him a message, would you? And say that you would love to moderate this thing, would you? Help us out, Dan. I appreciate your willingness to do it, by the way. Dan, send him a message and tell him that you'd like to do it, because I think you'd be great. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, the subject doesn't change. It's evolution and creation, all things that pertain to those two world views. Okay, and that includes everything in science. If you want to talk about speciation, adaptation, morphology, homology, phylology, embryology, whatever. I don't care. Let's do it. Let's get it on. But we're not changing the subject, okay? Please find another moderator for this thing. If you want to do it on video where you can use your visual aids, like that's important to you somehow, that's fine. You do it on your Blog Talk thing at the same time while we're on Blog Talk Radio, on your TV video thing. That's fine with me. I don't care. You can make video of it if you want to. We're going to be doing it on Rich's audio channel, though. And since Rich doesn't like DPR Jones, and I happen to agree that he's not a very tasteful, would you really think Bill Mayer, is that his name, would be a good subject for a good moderator for a debate? No. I don't trust DPR Jones either. Dan Mail 23, I trust. Okay, ask him to do it, please. Dan Mail, send him a message, would you? Come on, Dan, help us out, bro. Thanks.